As we gear up for the main event, we award one of the most coveted bracelets of this series. This is World Series of Poker Europe, coming to you from King's Resort in Rozvadov, Czech Republic. It is final table coverage of the 10K 6-Max. Jeff Platt alongside Brent Hanks in our broadcast studios in Las Vegas. And Brent, the 10K 6-Max always draws some big names. One of the biggest has made it to this final table.
You must be talking about ElkY.
Oh, yeah, baby.
Playing for the home team, representing GG Poker, #1 on France's all-time money list. We've got him here today, Jeff.
More than 200K up top, our chip leader out of France, Sonny Franco.
Sonny Franco, yeah.
Not Sonny Franco.
I love that.
Sonny Franco, as that leaderboard is indeed presented by GG Poker. 73 entries to start this one, a prize pool of almost 700,000 euros. Our final six guaranteed 34,507 euros, about an 11K pay jump to kick things off. And there he is. It is ElkY looking for his third career World Series of Poker bracelet. Won that 10K 7-card stud in 2011. Won the 2019 Colossus here at King's Resort in Rozvadov. All patched up, part of the GG squad. One of GG Poker's ambassadors. And has about 15 bigs. Like you said, some work to do.
Yeah, a little bit of a grind here for ElkY. He wore his favorite glittery shirt that's very lucky for him.
And if we're complimenting attires, how about that jacket?
Yeah, I don't think I could pull that one
I
off,
don't
Jeff.
think
Maybe you
pull
could.
That. I don't know about that.
Just a few seconds and then it's perfect. Okay.
Blinds 20K, 40K with a 40K big blind ante for just about 5 minutes. And then we raise it up. There's Franco, the chip leader, with the King 10 in the cutoff.
I would expect Sonny to be quite active early on as he pressures and leverages these stacks. And
Sherzad Hisu with aces on the button. Entering this final table second in chips.
The chip leaders inevitably will collide. Let's see how Hisu decides to proceed.
A small 3-bet to 210,000.
A little milky, not a bad price.
Miguel with sevens in the big. Lets it go.
There's always that dynamic. The first hand being dealt and you're being 3-bet. What's this guy up to? A little suspicious. How about that glare?
Intense stare down from Franco. Does find the fold. Sherzad Hisu picks up our first pot of this.
Oh, he shows it.
Oh,
What a start. Nice +1.
what a start indeed. This Sherzad's third cash at World Series of Poker Europe. That pot moves him over the 2 million mark. We welcome in our viewers on Poker Go and also on WSOP's YouTube channel. Say hi to us in the chat.
That's for you.
We will say hi back, perhaps.
Don't you dare ever make moves.
Make sure you also subscribe to this channel if
Yeah.
you haven't already. Click that thumbs up. And a little spoiler from the moderators here, World Series of Poker. Daniel Negreanu will be at the break desk.
Oh.
Jeff, you know who else is going to be at that break desk?
Yes, actually. I'm glad you mentioned it. David Williams will also be at that break desk.
Jeff, you know who else will be at that break
I'm glad
desk?
you mentioned that, as Ali Najad will be hosting at that break desk. So Ali Najad, David Williams, and Daniel Negreanu. Huge plans for our main event coverage on Wednesday.
Jeff,
and then also,
do you know who
I know
will
what else
be
you're going
at
to bring
that
up.
break desk?
As we do have Lon McCarron and Norman Chad in the broadcast booth, we will also have myself alongside Maria Ho. So just a stacked lineup throughout the World Series of Poker Europe main event coverage. Really looking forward to it. Glad we were able to run everybody down.
Jeff, You're forgetting about one other person.
Brian Rast is supposed to join our coverage. That's right. Puetz with the ace-9 of clubs. Goes for it all. 8 bigs. Shares had it open with the 8-5 off. Miguel looks down at the ace-queen of hearts. 13 bigs for him.
All in.
All of it. Isu will be out of the way. Puetz the one all in and at risk. And behind with that ace-9 of clubs against Miguel's ace-queen of hearts. So get Miguel to that 20 big blind mark. First all in and call of the day. Queen 10-6 with 2 clubs. Puetz does flop the flush draw.
The puppy paws have arrived.
Looking for another club. Will it pop up on the turn? It will not. Turn is an absolute blank in the form of the 3 of hearts. Puetz will need a club to stay alive. River card. It's the 5 of spades. And that does it for Christopher Puetz. Out in 6, 34,507 euros.
Came in as our ultimate short stack. Unable to get lucky. Out the door, Jeff. Right in time for the main event.
That is true. Certainly expect to see him firing.
Speaking of that main event,
yes,
Jeff, did you know that there was one other person that will be at the break desk with Daniel Negreanu, David Williams, and Ali Najad?
No,
Yes.
who would that be?
Oh, come on, Jeff.
It's
me.
you,
It's
it's
me.
you,
You know,
yeah.
I'm going to be there.
Oh, that's awesome, man.
Yeah.
Congrats.
Yeah.
That's great.
I mean,
Did I forget to mention your name earlier?
Well, you did,
Okay,
but I'm
gotcha.
not
Gotcha.
sure I'll
Apologies for
actually
that.
be working at the break
Right.
desk, but I'll definitely be in charge of some custodial
You'll be
duties,
there.
picking up
You'll be
Daniel's
around the
trash
area.
and serving him coffee.
More Daniel's PA.
Yeah.
Which is fine. That's a
Sure.
great gig.
Pays well.
Does pay well.
So 25.50 now?
Lines up 25K, 50K. 50K big blind ante.
One.
Franco opens those blue chips worth 25K apiece. He makes it 100K. Roman Ledantec. The ace deuce in the big blind off about 30 bigs.
Roman's certainly good enough to defend. And rather than just call, look at this. He's going to shoot it up from the big blind. Awfully aggressive.
Wow.
I love this play.
Makes it 325K.
And this really does apply a ton of pressure to the chip leader as he doesn't want to relinquish, give up any unnecessary chips. Quickly folds the 8-6 suited. That is beautiful stuff.
To your point, looks quite strong, especially with a short stack and ElkY looming. And a 17K pay jump from 5th to 4th. Really nice. I laid on tech. Out of France, $125,000 in career live tournament earnings. Laid on tech finished 5th in the 1K Turbo Bounty Hunter last week. We go with the Queen 10 in the cutoff. opens here. ElkY now under 10 bigs. Franco, the 9 deuce of clubs. Chooses not to defend.
I don't think I have it in me, Jeff.
Yeah,
Give
any
me a
suited hand, you're in.
Facing him in raise.
As the chip leader.
As the chip leader, I'm gonna flick it in, make the call.
Miguel finished in 11th place at the World Poker Tour main event at Seminole Hard Rock just last week before taking the trip to Rosvedov.
Absolute grinder. Jacob Miguel, 27 years young. Looking for a huge score here today. 207,000 euros up top, and I think in American dollars, that's good for almost $1 million. Is that right, Jeff?
Yeah, I don't think that's quite accurate on the conversion scale, but
Have
probably
you
a
seen
little
the
more.
market lately?
Yeah.
It's got to be.
Raise.
pretty ugly looking Jack 3 offsuit for Hisu in the big blind. He'll let it go.
Ouais, c'est le coach. C'est mon coach. C'est le meilleur français. Hein.
Bonne
Tu connais
chance.
pas?
Je connais. Il est français, il est belge, non?
Ah oui, il est belge. Ah oui. C'est trop. Ah, c'est pas
World Series of Poker Europe final table, the 10K 6 max.
At the start of the day, 3 from France, 3 from Germany. The only 2 countries allowed to participate, I believe, Jeff.
Don't think that's accurate. We'll say the American presence has been lacking a bit in Rosvedov. You guys had one at your final table, right?
We
Westmoreland?
did, yeah. Jordan Westmoreland, known as, I believe it's JW Prodigy online. He was an old school player. Plays very well. Resides in Thailand now. Continues to still play online, and Miguel's getting after it. That is over.
This is Miguel's first World Series of Poker final table. Does have a World Series of Poker circuit ring. Won an 850 euro tournament at this very casino in 2018.
Ouais, je mange des petits crocs là-bas, tu vois. De temps en temps. J'ai rien mangé aujourd'hui, on peut commencer à être dur. Là.
You speak French?
Une bouteille d'eau et un jus de pomme.
Well,
Tu veux que je t'en prenne un?
words that
Non, merci.
I don't think are allowed to be
Je
said.
mange pas quand je veux.
Ah ouais.
Huh. And
Do you
those are the
speak
only
any other
words you know?
languages? Very serious question. Can you speak Spanish?
Little
Or?
Spanish. Estudié español en mi escuela para 2 o 3 años.
Wow. What did
That's
what did
all I
that
got.
mean?
I mean, I studied Spanish at school for 2 or 3 years.
Wow.
Shares that with the ace queen of spades on the button. Miguel with 5s in the small blind with about 25 bigs. Now ElkY has about 8 bigs behind,
I
and so
noticed
Miguel will just muck him.
Exactly. Oh, my.
And
what a
ElkY
spot.
does look down at ace king.
So sick.
All of it. Hisu will look him up, and here we go. ElkY, the one all in and at risk, but in good shape with ace king
Suited.
against Sherzad's ace queen of spades. GG Poker Ambassador
Thank you.
looking to double up to about 20 bigs.
And Sherzad doing a little big game trophy hunting, trying to bag an elk.
$987. Clean flop for ElkY.
At 10.
ElkY looking for that backdoor straight draw. Doesn't find it on the turn. ElkY just needs to dodge a queen to stay alive. And he does just that. Look out for ElkY, up to 925K in chips.
Keeping it clean.
25.
The bleached bomber from France.
425, sorry.
425.
That's what I spread it. 2,
425.
3, 425. 425.
How often do you think you need to get your hair bleached to maintain that? I mean, he's had it for 15 years.
That's true.
Like a once a week sort of thing? Once a month, maybe? You know a lot about
I don't.
messing
I've
with the hair
never
color.
really bleach the hair as we take a look at this leaderboard presented by GG Poker. Sonny Franco is still the chip leader. Has fallen off a little bit. Ledon now in second. Sherzad Hisu in third. Miguel in fourth. ElkY still the shortest stack, but not necessarily a short stack. Still 20 bigs.
He's
Plenty
a
of
double
room
up away
to
from being the
maneuver.
outright
Yeah.
chip leader. This is anyone's ball game. The swings, the variants will be very, very present.
Our final five guaranteed 45,574 euros, a 17K pay jump from fifth to fourth. Up top, 207,267 euros, and that World Series of Poker gold bracelet.
ElkY was on the ballot this year for the World Series of Poker Hall of Fame. If he comes out and wins this 10K 6-max here in Europe.
We might have to call L.A. Lesra and say, you know what, you're out.
Sorry, pal.
ElkY's in.
Yeah.
Is that how it works?
Yeah. I don't think anyone knows
Induction can
how
be pulled
the
back.
Hall of Fame really works.
Alexandra in the chat. Where is this being held? This is at King's Resort in Rozvadov, Czech Republic. Jeff Platt alongside Brent Hanks in our broadcast booth. We're in Las Vegas. Franco opens here with the 5-3 of diamonds. Laid on tech defense. Queen 6 of spades does flop a 6. 1 diamond for Franco. He'll fire 125K.
It is quite a difficult texture. Yes, we have bottom pair of 6s. Well, let's see if Franco can turn any sort of equity to go for 2 streets. Firing a second barrel. How about that?
3-ball on the turn.
He's found himself a pair, Jeff.
Yes, he has.
It's
very exciting.
it's an interesting spot where we can consider barreling, knowing we've picked up an ounce of equity.
Or check back knowing the same. River brings another jack.
It's a guessing game now on the river for
Blocker bet here. I laid on tech for 100,000. Franco will just make the call. Roman laid down tech, moves into the chip lead.
Impressed early by Roman Ledontek from France. Beautiful value bet there on the river. Gets paid off. We saw his pre-flop maneuvering not too long ago, and he has earned the outright chip lead thus far as we are 5-handed.
This is Ledontek's biggest career score. Late yesterday, Roman got the chips in with the ace-jack of hearts against ElkY's aces. Queen, jack, deuce, 8, jack on the river for Ledontek to stay alive.
Never a doubt.
Yep. And now with the jack-6 off in the small blind, announces raise. Makes it 175, goes 3.5x. Franco with the 8-5 of hearts. We'll make the call. Ace 8-5, 2 pair for Franco. Roman leads here, 130K.
Trying to represent some sort of holding that includes an ace, and he has stepped right into it.
Ten of hearts on the turn.
Sonny remains under rep, just calling, does not put in a raise with his 2 pair. This sort of texture on the turn could get Roman into a little bit of trouble. He does pass. He's going to check it on over to Sonny. Looks like he's one and done, Jeff.
Franco will fire, Franco will win, and Franco will take that chip lead back. Sonny Franco out of France with more than $2.7 million in career live tournament earnings. He has 2 World Series of Poker circuit rings, both coming from circuit main events, one in 2018, one in 2019. This is his first World Series of Poker final table. Franco the one this time in the small blind and the one raising this time.
And also going to size it up 175, a little bit more than 3x.
Franco had 11 cashes at the World Series in Las Vegas this fall.
Not a bad resume for Sonny. Approaching $3 million in career earnings. He's got 3 circuit rings, Jeff. 20th on France's all-time money list. All chasing ElkY.
Yeah, who's first
at
on
the
that
top.
list?
Yeah, that'd be that guy, the future Hall of Famer.
ElkY with almost $15 million in career live tournament earnings.
Where's Johan Viral? Yo Viral on that money list.
Oh, good question.
Do you know it without looking?
No,
All right,
I
I got to
don't.
look it up. Chat, if you guys know, chime in.
I think Yo Viral maybe bubbled this tournament.
Really?
There was a shove for 3 bigs. He was in the big blind with ace king. Said, you know what, no thanks.
He folded. Yeah.
Laid it down.
Yeah, it's a drawing hand. And it looks to me like, I have looked this up, Yo Viral is 22nd on France's all-time money list.
So behind Franco.
He is behind Franco. But
And he did
2.3.
indeed bubble this 10K 6 max.
Okay.
It's check, check.
I don't think he checked.
How do you check? Sorry.
How about this?
8-3-4-1 club. Wheel draw, backdoor flush draw for Miguel. Hisu leading here from the small blind, three-handed with the 10-7 of hearts.
Well, this is unorthodox. No pair, no draw at the moment, just 10 high. It does, in fact, put Miguel in a bit of a predicament with just ace high and this gut shot straight draw, backdoor clubs. He doesn't have a ton of chips to work with.
With a player behind him.
And yeah, you certainly have to be worried about the button who opened up this pot.
Makes the call. Franco out of the way. King of clubs on the turn. Flush draw for Miguel. His ace high is best.
Now what if you're Shirzad?
Yeah.
Facing
He's
resistance?
reaching.
He is just
And he is
going for it.
going to fire again with just 10 high.
Miguel now with that added equity picks up the nut flush draw. Perhaps sees a door open where he can just blast off. On the other hand, Jeff, you're concerned about the payouts. Shirzad representing a great deal of strength. He bets the flop with nothing, barrels the turn with nothing. Do we just take the equity right to the dome and simply call? That's exactly what he's doing.
Now almost 1.1 million in the middle. Ten of clubs on the river. It's the stone cold Nutter Butters for Miguel, and Hisu reaching.
Hisu maybe thinking, all right, this guy must have an 80. Called me on the flop. He didn't believe me on the turn. Is he considering betting this 10 for value?
Hole continues to be dug by Shirzad Hisu. Leads small for 180K.
That's less than what he bet on the turn.
Music to Miguel's ears.
Well, we all know what's coming.
After one double check of the cards, never hurt anybody.
Incoming.
There it is.
Oh boy, and Shirzad now in a ton of trouble, Jeff. He's thinking, could he have missed a draw? A hand like 5-6. This would be awfully ambitious to make this call. He's put himself in this spot. He bet the flop with absolutely nothing, out of position again on the turn, and then all of a sudden, it's a very unfortunate 10 of clubs. And here we are, essentially deciding his potential tournament life right here. Would not be eliminated if he did call, but he would certainly be in dire straits. Taking a look at the payouts. And he makes the call. There it is.
He'll be shown the bad news.
Let's flush.
Left down.
We don't think it's good game. We're going to count out the chips.
Yeah, 60,000, I believe, remaining in his stack.
Wow.
Disaster.
Yeah.
For
not going to be happy when watching that one back.
How much?
745.
It is hard to find too many bluffs there, Brent. You mentioned the 5-6. Maybe that exactly.
You know, maybe, yeah.
But even that would have a hard time going ham on the river.
And his sizing, you know, it did certainly open the door. Shirzad bet 200,000 on the turn with absolutely nothing, and then he bet 180,000 on the river into about $1 million. You know, could you run a bluff there? Yeah, I guess, if you think your guy's weak based on bet sizing. But ultimately, I think Shirzad, you go back, you rewind, and you find yourself. The problem starts right away on the flop, barreling out of position into two people.
Yeah.
That led him into the crossroads of disaster.
Look at the chip counts. Miguel now the chip leader. Shirzad down to one big blind.
Well, he's got the button, though, Jeff. Just going to hang out.
How much is true? Final five guaranteed about 45K, 17K pay jump from 5th to 4th.
Raise. 110.
Late on tech opens with King Jack. Raise and take it there for the Frenchman. Good time for us to check in with you guys in the chat. Let us know where you are watching us from. We know we have a worldwide audience for World Series of Poker Europe. So let's take a look. Where are you guys checking us out from today?
Well, I'm in Las Vegas, Jeff.
So am I.
Thanks for asking.
So am I. Why don't you go ahead, Brent? Read off this wonderful list.
So we got Sweden, Poland, Trinidad.
I don't think the accent's necessary.
Texas. A lot of people down in Texas tuning in, Jeff. Arizona, Russia, Montenegro, the Netherlands. That guy's on drugs. Chicago, Los Angeles, Austria, Latvia, Guadalajara, Brazil, Germany. Is that how you say Germany?
I don't know.
I got three Germans at the final table.
Yeah,
I should have
that's
studied
true.
that. Norway. What's Czechia? Is that the Czech Republic?
Probably.
Rosvedov? Go Patriots. That guy should get banned from chat. Go Buffalo. Belgium. Guantanamo Bay, Cuba.
Yep.
Argentina.
Big viewership there.
San Diego. Miami, Florida. Probably out there selling boats. That's illegal. Nepal, Belgium, South Florida, India, Pakistan, Estonia. Do I have to keep going?
No, you don't have to. Thank you all for tuning in. Across the world. There's a Bills Mafia.
That's
shout
right.
out for
The
ya.
Bills Mafia has arrived.
30K, 60K with
Yeah.
a 60K big blind ante. He's suing for all of it with Ace King. And on tech is in Franco with the Queen Jack of Spades.
Well, could this be the greatest comeback in the history of the World Series of Poker Europe? One big blind
Yeah.
in a damn dream.
Small raise by Franco. Lid on tech will
Sure.
come along
Triple
for
up,
the
guys.
ride.
One time triple up, please. Good luck.
What can he win? 240?
Yeah.
240.
Come on.
Back in business.
Do it.
It's going to be tough now.
Out of
Queen
business.
3 deuce.
Not in terrible shape.
No.
You got
Just need
25%.
some Ace or a king. Or backdoor cards to make a straight, or they could chop it up if it comes
Ace.
club.
Ace of clubs, 5 of clubs.
Ace. Now.
I'm
Once an ace, wants it now. Doesn't find it on the turn. We'll need an ace or a king on the river to stay in this tournament. Pounds the table.
Yep. Hit it a little harder.
Yep.
It'll come. Boom.
And there it is.
There it is. Never a doubt. Barry Greenstein. Ace
Don't call
on
ace
the river.
You call ace and 9, no? It's 9 and ace.
Now look what will happen now. Look. I announce it now.
I hope for you. Not for me, but I hope for you. Not with me. No, good.
Look what will happen now. Look.
All right, up to 4 bigs.
I mean, considering, what's the chip leader have? 30? 35?
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Yeah.
You've
It's-
got
yeah,
a
you're
shot.
kind of in
We've
there.
seen this before, yeah.
Take my sunglasses off.
Yeah, there's our chip leader, Miguel. So about 45.
You know, little known fact about bleaching your hair.
I don't
Yes.
know. Yeah, I
You
don't
Come
can
on.
use lemon
What do you
juice
call
and
it?
there we
Okay,
go. We're all in
a second.
again.
Yeah, we'll get to the
Yeah.
bleach hair
Yeah,
fact
yeah,
in a
yeah.
second, or maybe we just
Come on.
forget
There
about
we
that.
go.
Shares out with the ace nine of hearts and is fired up
Absolutely
to be
ecstatic.
looking at the 7-8.
Il a 3 blindes.
So get him up to 7 bigs. Ace 7 deuce.
Well, yeah.
Come sweet.
9.
Franco still looking for an
9 is
8
fine.
or a
Okay,
7.
9.
Let the 9 shine. Come on.
Will come on the turn. It will.
Oh.
8 of clubs. And now it shares out on the ropes.
You got to pound the table.
Looking for an ace, a 9, or a deuce. Will the comeback continue? It will!
Oh, my gosh. Again, the ace of spades on the river.
What I told to you?
Sweet, yeah.
What I told to you? Sometimes you have to speech it out.
Don't call it
Okay,
a
then.
comeback.
Listen and make it happen, you know? So, come on.
To the moon.
It was nice.
Some entertainment.
Some entertainment indeed, to say the least. Climbing up the ladder.
I'm talking like a big stack, huh?
Is this going to happen? Is he
It
going to
could.
spin this all the way up? And
Why not?
He says, why not? Why?
Form.
poker history.
Just one more double up and oh,
Yeah. One more.
it's not.
Come on.
But not with me.
Can say nothing. You
I'm
put,
okay for
you,
two time, but
you put it in.
I'm okay for 2 times, but not.
All the other
You put
players
it-
have
you
been
put
so
it in.
close to a 17K pay jump for the last 5 or 10 minutes. Not so fast, my friends.
Yeah.
Says
Below that
Sherzad
mask of
Hisu.
ElkY, he is just swearing. Very upset. And here we go.
King 9 of hearts.
So you ride the heater.
Says no thank you.
It's break every 2 level.
Yeah, it is.
Just 30-minute levels for this one.
Break every 2 level.
It's too much, no?
All right.
Oh, combien de clopes, c'est bien.
Et tout est zéro. Hein.
Jeff, as I was saying,
Oh, yeah. Hoping you'd bring this up.
if you did, in fact, want to look like ElkY
Yeah.
and dye your hair, you can use a natural remedy, lemon juice.
Okay.
You can just squeeze it all over your noggin, massage it into your scalp, and you will look like ElkY.
Thank you for the tip. Miguel wins the pot.
I brought some lemons. Thought we would try it out right here in the booth. I'll document the experience.
Don't think that's particularly necessary.
Look at how focused Sherzad is now. He's feeling it, isn't he?
Maybe it was lack of focus before. And now,
It was lack of something. I don't know what it was.
look down
but,
at the ace-4. 6.5 bigs. Folds. ElkY's been a little card dead as of late.
1.8.
Pareil. Comme ça.
Roy Henson in the chat says he tried that with his hair with limes, and now his hair is gray. Well, I didn't know that was. So if you use limes, you go gray. I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's certainly true.
2.6. Close. It's okay. 2.5, 2.6.
Like 2.5, 2.6 something.
It's nice stack.
ElkY with the Jack-8 of diamonds on the button with 10 bigs, but there is that shorter stack looming in Sherzad Hisu. So ElkY's out of the way. Ledontek limps in. Franco checks. Both missed this flop.
Oh.
Queen ball on the turn for Franco. Gut shot for Ledontek. It quickly goes check. Check king on the river for Roman.
Let's see if Roman now ekes out a little bit of value. Probably thought his king high was good all along. This is a must bet. Try and get called from a queen, 7, potential 6. There it is.
20K the snap call, and the king is good. This is our last stream of the preliminary bracelet events, but our World Series of Poker Europe main event coverage comes to you on Wednesday. That's this Wednesday, December 8th. And some spectacular plans for that one. Ali Najad, Daniel Negreanu, and David Williams at the break desk. Okay, Brent Hanks is there as well.
Thank you, Jeff.
Lon McCarron and Norman Chad on the call.
What did you say you and Maria are doing exactly?
I think we're Lon and Norman's backups. So whenever they get tired, which for Norman is quite often, we jump into the mix. So, you know, little 5-minute hits here and there.
Triple up.
They need a break, we're in. I think. I don't, you know. No, I think it's just a rotation.
You guys are rotating in and out of the
Believe
booth.
so.
All in. I have a good hand.
Franco rips it. Declares his hand.
Ah, Freddy, quand même.
Now, Jeff, will you be the color commentator of the rotation?
What would you guess? If I was in the booth with Maria, do you think that I would be the analyst
Oh,
of the
it's
group?
I see. So I thought it was
just
you're
a
all
group
going to
rotation.
rotate as like one at a
It's like a
time.
musical chairs act.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
I think
Or
it's Lon and Norman.
Draw
and then
straws.
Maria and I.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. Every 10 minutes, you think?
Maybe. That'd be fun. Keep you on your
Well,
toes.
what Norman needs a nap every 20 minutes,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
that's
yeah, about
okay.
that. Shares on him for all of it with the Jack-8 of spades. And that's just going to work.
Tu m'en parlais, tu m'as dit jouer combien là?
Non.
Million sept.
A look at our leaderboard presented by GG Poker. Miguel, the chip leader. Roman Ledontek right there. Sonny Franco entered the day as chip leader. He's now in third. ElkY and Sherzat Hisu are our short stacks. Final five guarantee 45,747 euros.
don't count out Sherzat, the short stack.
De suite, non, mais
Was down to one big blind. Jeff Pott alongside Brent Hanks in our broadcast studios in Las Vegas. Checking out the action that's in King's Resort in Rosvadov, our host for World Series of Poker Europe. Waiting game now for ElkY.
It is a brutal spot when you have a guy that is ElkY is short, right? Has very few chips, but Sherzat having 6 blinds now. You can't get involved unless you have a premium. You just have to wait it out. It's very frustrating. Unless you hate money. And I don't think ElkY hates money.
You see on Twitter he replicated that GG Poker emoji, like the on tilt. I think Yo Viral got him doing that.
Really?
It's a pretty good bit, and he probably feels like that right now.
Yeah. He's played so many tournaments. He's been here before, no doubt.
ElkY finished 27th in the 10K 6-Max in Las Vegas.
Here we go. This is a
King-Queen
great
here.
example, right? He throws King-Queen into the muck, and now he just buries his face in his arms.
It's just incredibly frustrating it must be.
And Sonny Franco continues to accumulate. Love that. Good open. leveraging, attacking the short stacks, attacking this sort of bubble-ish situation. ElkY was an iconic StarCraft player, considered to be one of the best in the world. Jeff, I also heard you dabbled a bit in StarCraft
Have not
during
nope,
your
have-
college days.
Have not played StarCraft before, but
I have a very good feeling.
respect the game.
450.
While your friends went out
Yeah,
to the bars at night,
StarCraft streets.
you were buried in StarCraft. Probably playing ElkY.
Probably so. You ever play StarCraft?
Nope.
You ever play
I don't know what it is.
Warcraft? World of Warcrafts?
I've heard of it.
Same thing?
I've heard
I
of
don't
it.
know.
The WOW.
Yes.
Yeah. Wow.
Wow.
World of Warcraft. Not a big gamer.
Really? Hard to tell.
Yeah.
Ace 4 for Franco. He'll defend. King 10-5. Good fought for Miguel, not only as the top pair, he has the backdoor straight draw, he has the backdoor flush draw. Franco will check fold. What about sports video games? I could see you getting into Madden.
You know, there was a stretch of time where I
Yeah.
would get the new Madden every year. And then I had kids.
Play Madden with the kids, or not yet?
Not
They're a
yet.
little
We're
young
getting
for
yeah,
Madden.
we'll get there. We have a Nintendo Switch.
Okay.
My 6-year-old, he dabbles.
But your wife Liz is going to love it in a couple years when all you and your son Ryan do is just play Madden.
All we're going to
against
do.
each
I'll
other.
probably
Yeah.
get into
She's
StarCraft
gonna-
eventually.
Yeah. I don't know if StarCraft's still.
Is that not a
thing.
game anymore?
It might be.
What was that on the Atari?
I think that's a little extreme.
Was the internet around when StarCraft was a game?
Yes.
Okay, well, I don't know the history of StarCraft.
Clearly.
So you're telling me the internet came out before StarCraft?
Yes. That is what I'm telling you. It's not Pong, it's StarCraft. Queen 10 of clubs for Franco in the small blind. Dustin in the chat. Okay, Boomer.
What's a boomer?
A6 for Sharzat. Looking at a button raise by Late on Tech. A call in the small blind by Sonny Franco.
He's thinking about it, huh? There it is.
That's
Going to try and
Gonna be
get
in
this
for
thing
all of it.
heads up. I don't think it's going to work. He's going to
Yeah.
somehow.
Like 320.
but could be in line for a triple up.
Unless Roman pile drives it on the button with just 10-9 off to try and get this thing heads up with the added dead money. And he's not. He's just going to call and opens the door. Sony's going to call, and there we go. A chance to triple up. He does have the best hand going in. Not a terrible spot. Both players sharing a 10.
If he wins it, he'd be at more than $1 million in
Yeah.
chips. Was at 60K about 15 minutes ago. Queen 7-5. Seen this before with Franco flopping top pair. Jack on the turn. It's the open ender for Lenon Tech. It's trouble for Sherzat.
Roman, slightly annoying to face a bet now as he picks up a straight draw with his 9-10. It may be enough to keep him involved. There it is, makes the call.
Sherzad needing an ace on the river again. Doesn't find it this time. Although he would need lay down tech to go absolutely ham here.
Just a blocker bet by Sony, 150,000. Is Roman thinking about going bananas? Could you imagine, Jeff, if he tries to bluff at this side pot, an avenue where Sherzad could actually win?
And the comeback would continue.
Oh my gosh.
Instead, lay down tech folds. Franco will show down the winner. And we say goodnight to Sherzad Hisu. Out in fifth, 45,574 euros. A valiant comeback effort. But then there were four.
Four remain. Sherzad out the door. And a 17,000 euro pay jump for everybody.
And everybody now guaranteed 62,574 euros. Next pay jump at 26K1. The cuffs are off ElkY, who is the significant short stack now.
Yeah, ElkY will not be folding king-queen anymore.
There's a look at the GG Poker Ambassador. Biggest career score came in 2017. He finished second at the 111K1 drop to Doug Polk. That second place finish was good for almost $2.3 million.
Roman back to work. Picks up a little one.
Julian Martini finished in 8th place in this event. He's won 2 bracelets this week.
Martini.
Yeah, Martini won the 2,500 euro short deck.
Take a sip of that.
Number
Wow.
8 and the 2K euro 8-game mix.
C'est à 17h.
Martini is a very good
Or
mixed
65.
game player.
Ils ouvrent le craps à 17h.
Great turnout for day 1A of the WSOP Europe main event. 434 entries.
And that's a 10,000 euro buy-in.
A 10K buy-in. And here we go. ElkY all in and at risk with King 6 against
boy.
Miguel's King 7.
King 6 good enough to call it off
Roi 7
from the
et
big blind.
Bertrand, Roi 6.
ElkY will need a little bit of help. See 49% for Miguel, 22% for ElkY, 29% for a chop-ish. Queen 3-3, as ElkY says, not bad. Yeah, not bad at all on the chop route. Could also just find a 6-ball to win this pot outright. Turn card is a jack, so we are in line for a chop unless a 6 comes on the river for ElkY. If a 7 comes, ElkY's day is done. River card. It's another 3. Chop it up.
All right.
Okay.
Live to see another hand.
Yeah.
David Arsabar. A lot of people in the chat saying, why didn't he go all in with the king-queen? Well, it was simply just a money decision, right? Another player at the table had fewer chips. ElkY was trying to ladder up. It is the optimal way to play as far as theory is concerned, the ICM scenario. You wait for the shortest stack to bust, and then you start putting your money in. Unless, of course, you have a premium. You'll never pass in those spots.
So, Brent, the chat is saying everyone loves a chop pot. Is that right?
Personally, I think everybody hates a chop pot.
Hates a chop pot. That's what it is. Gotcha.
I cannot stand chop pots. But I don't know. A little ditty was created, and I refuse to sing it.
Roy Riley says, giving the chat reel a shout out. Oh, yeah.
You want to break, guys? Or
Love an interactive broadcast, and that's helped out by you guys in the chat.
We love the chat. Make sure you click that thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. And shout out to all of the folks on Poker Go
Yeah.
who are tuning in. Love you guys.
Lakers Nation is WSOP Europe, a different entity than the American one. It is not. It's the same, owned by the same company. World Series of Poker.
The bracelets are exactly the same.
Yep.
The coveted gold across the pond.
All of it for ElkY with the ace-10. After Miguel had opened with the 9-7 of hearts. And here we go once again. ElkY all in and at risk. In decent shape here. The 60-40 favorite, as you see on the bottom left corner of your screen. ElkY could get up to about 15 bigs. His ace-10 will hold. We run the all-in banner on the set. And we find a queen 6-5 flop.
Oh.
Gut shot for Miguel. Could also find a 9 or a 7. But for now, ElkY in good shape. Turn card. Oh, the turn is the 8, and just like that, it's good game. Just like that, ElkY out in fourth, 62,574 euros. And Brent, I'm guessing off to the main.
Yeah, off to the main, and you could see he's rather frustrated as he got out of here quite quickly. ElkY very much wanted to win another bracelet and pad that resume as the future Hall of Famer from France will. Well, you might as well win the main, Jeff. That'll get you in.
Yeah, that'll help. That'll help. And then there were 3. You see the 3 and their chip counts right-hand side of your screen. Miguel, the chip leader. What a day it's been for Jacob Miguel.
Yeah, he came in as, I believe, the 3rd shortest stack here, right in the middle of the pack at the final table. Started the day with 16 big blinds and now sits up top the leaderboard. And a couple of cowboys for Roman Ledantec.
And unfortunately for him, nothing doing. He'll show the kings.
Come on.
And that will send our players off to their first break of the day. Before we go to break, let us take a look at the leaderboard. It is presented by GG Poker, and it does have Jacob Miguel's name on top. Almost 3 million in chips. Sonny Franco right there. Roman Ledantec with 1.8 million in chips. They're fighting for more than 207,000 euros and that coveted World Series of Poker bracelet. About a 10 to 15 minute break, folks. Stay with us. You are watching World Series of Poker Europe.
do you got here?
Always going to make me pick. I'll take the underdog again.
You're taking the king jack.
Yeah, you got the king jack. All right, I'm one and
We should get some bucks out and just go by the odds. Just neutral EV gambling. I'll put up $66 to your 30. We just keep doing it. Keep a tally.
Sounds scary. Sorry, honey.
You might lose 33 bucks.
Yeah.
You call? You fold?
And king jack, top 2 now for Livepoker. However, Padoon with the gut shot needs a queen.
It's funny. You wish that jack were a deuce, you know, on the board. Get that out of here.
4 outs. 2 cards to come. Nobody home on the turn. We are down to the river. A queen and a queen only. Or Padoon will be our 8th place finisher here today. And it's nobody home. Padoon, he is out of here in 8th place. He's going to take home 57,000 euros and change. And, you know, short showing, but... There is levels going up, 100K, 200K with the big blind ante.
Bobby the machine guy.
1, 2, 2.
And let's do a count. YouTube, Poker Go chat, just count how many hands we play in a level.
I'm so adorable.
So this is hand 1.
22.
I am very curious. We've played 22 total hands at this final table.
We played a full level and some. Because I
Right.
remember, so we got 22 hands and like a level plus.
It sounds like Stats has informed us we played 9 hands
9
the
hands
last
an hour.
level.
9 hands an hour.
In an hour. Well, 9 hands in an hour.
Yoni here with the ace king offsuit and the cutoff. Really big hand, great spot, raises, and Ole in the big blind with ace jack off. It's definitely in there. The question is he just going to call, keep the pot small, or is he going to 3-bet? I think with these stack sizes, you likely see just a call.
Well, he's
just
got
gonna
just
jam
over
it in.
20 bigs, unfortunately.
Oh,
Here
the
it
blinds
is.
did
Yeah.
go up. The blinds
Levels
went
went
up.
up, so Shimeon with ace-jack. Unfortunate situation for him. Yokomainen well out in front with his ace-king, and we have a battle of the Titans.
Yeah, just over 20 bigs standard. I was still thinking we're at the last level about 30. I think with 30 it's close, but with a little over 20 you got to shove here. It's
2 of the
unfortunate.
best. Ole Shimeon of Germany. Jani Yokomainen of Finland.
Why is it not there?
High-stakes
I always
pros.
wanna sweat there.
And a massive all-in situation. Here we go.
Ah, here we go. The big screen. Netflix, let's go Netflix. Ah,
Is he in the hand? Not even in the hand.
No.
You
No,
go
he's
there, like me with the best hand. Yeah.
A lot of Ole fans in the chat rooting for a jack.
I was doing that mistake before.
And ace, 5, 7.
Have to chop now.
Ole still needs a
Have to
jack
chop now.
or some sort of help.
I know it's results already, but even if he
No,
just
no,
called,
I
he's
also
getting
don't
all in on
chop.
this flop
It's
with
really
that
tough
stack
to
size. So.
like 7-7 maybe, but tough. With Yasmin, really tough.
Turn is a
so
10
close.
of clubs. No help to Shimeon. He's down to 3 outs in the deck. A jack and only a jack. Or he will be our 7th place finisher here today.
If he goes out, who do we have to call the clock?
Comes the river. And it's a 6. Nobody home for Shimeon. He is out the door in 7th place for a nice 69,000 euros for one of the best to get it done. From Switzerland. Folds to him on the cutoff. Queen, jack off. I have to imagine it's good enough.
7 big blinds, a little bit more. I think he's going to shove here. Doesn't have anything to say. He just says no, 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 no. He just wants to make noise.
I think that's the first we've heard.
No, no, no. That was from
Oh, that was
Mr.
wasn't
Mr.
even
Chatty.
Rabble. Rabble
Say-
says nothing.
He couldn't say words, so he just said no, 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 no. He just has to make noise.
And Rabble's going to raise to 500,000, the minimum there.
You know, a lot of people say, "Oh, this scream strength. What's a guy doing when he's got, you know, that many chips and he just raises?" But players here at this high roller can sniff that out. It's the same as him going all in.
Instant all-in from Livepotsky, and now the action back on Rabel, who does make the call. Cards on their back, and here we go. Rabel in trouble.
Dominated. I don't know if you saw, ace-9 was folded by Martin Krubble.
But maybe jack coming. Look at there. Always when you look there, there's a jack. Always. Believe me, I'm profit.
He's talking about the big screen right behind him. They've got a giant screen the size of the wall.
Oh, look there.
Yeah.
Oh, we heard some words.
If I don't look.
He speaks.
Yes, no. Time is money. Let's go.
Time is money, friend.
Here we go. Rabel needs a jack. The flop. It is 5, 10, 3. It's all hearts. All of a sudden, Rabel has picked up a flush draw. He's got 11 outs.
Favorite.
Nearly a coin flip.
He says he's a favorite, but he's not. You see that.
Turn. It is a queen of clubs, which is no help to Rabel.
Doesn't change anything.
Jack of clubs. So.
Still 11 outs. To the river we go, looking for any heart. Here we go. The river's the 5 of diamonds, and that'll do it
Good luck, guys. Good luck.
for Didier Rabel from Switzerland. He goes home in 6th place. 88,000. Tom Bedell, Norway's finest. He will pass. All the way around now to the blinds, and Livepotsky now 7-5 suited. I have to imagine this is good enough. There it is, all in, and our short stack, Jordan Westmoreland. Can he call?
Oh, 2 kings. He
Wow.
shoots it in there. He's got to feel good about this spot. He's doubled up so many times. I feel like this is the time it ain't going to work. I mean, I'm rooting for the
They are
guy. He's
blocking
been
his
playing
flush
excellent.
draw, so it's good.
Could we see a comeback for the ages?
Let's go.
Westmoreland in amazing shape now to double up again.
Let's go.
Westmoreland was down to just 1 big blind not too long ago. Trying to rally. Here we go. The flop it is for Jack 8.
That looks good
1
in
club,
Ukraine.
gut shot
In
straight
Ukraine,
for
this looks good.
Livepotsky.
Looks fantastic.
It's like 49. It's like 49 and you have eco. 49
Turn.
with eco.
It's the
Now
9 of
14,
clubs.
14,
Oh my gosh.
Full buy.
And all of a sudden, he's got a double gut straight
10.
draw and a flush draw.
A 10, a 6, or a club.
Give him the nuts. 6 of cups or nothing.
I think we're going to see the queen of diamonds here.
Dramatic river. Here we go.
Turn.
And it's the
GG,
Jack
bro.
of clubs.
Oh, I called it.
And that'll do it for Jordan Westmoreland as he bows out in 5th place, takes home 115,000.
Many compared to the short stacks.
And Martin Cabral now. As the levels did go up, 250K, 500K, 500K big blind. Annie Cabral all in under the gun with King 9. And he's been called by
Crazy call. Crazy call,
Livepotsky,
yeah?
I believe.
Double up.
Ace 7.
3.3
7 of hearts.
million, please.
Martin tells him it's a crazy call. I don't know. It's only 7 bigs, 4-handed.
Huh?
You know he's going to be
Crazy call.
doing it with
Double
a pretty
up.
wide range.
3.1, please. 3.3.
Martin Cabral is all in for 3.3 million.
Carol, Carol. Carol, Carol.
A slight underdog. He was our chip leader coming into the day.
3.3, oh.
I'd say he's actually played very well.
3.3.
Despite the hate from the antics, he's been playing well.
And it comes Ace Jack 3.
That's a rough flop.
No back doors for Cabral unless it comes running Broadway. Or running 2-pair.
King, 9-9,
Anything
queen
can
10.
happen. Needs a lot of help to the turn.
It's not a king, 9, queen, or a 10. He's basically dead. He Tuesday.
Turn is a 4 of diamonds, and that'll do it. Martin Cabrera will be our 4th place finisher. He takes home 157,000 euros. And his quest for his 3rd gold bracelet will be short-lived.
The rich get richer.
And
Chip
the
leader.
rich do get richer, and we are down to the podium. 3 remain. Our short stack is, of course, the fan favorite, Tom Bedell out of Norway. Who's laddered himself with 6-5.
Will oblige.
I think it's still on him. Yeah, he has yet to act. 22.7 million now in his chip stack. He's going to let it go. And Bedell now has a chance. He can move it all in here for
I don't need aces.
roughly
this time.
5 bigs.
Oh, he says I don't need aces here. He's telling you guys, He's only got 4 bigs. He's
There
got a
goes.
king.
He's got king 3. It's good enough.
I think his opponent's going to call with pretty much any 2 cards.
Yanni has queen 8,
2 million,
likely to make the
Yeah,
call,
2
as David
million,
pointed
yeah.
out.
4 big
I
blinds.
think we play.
I hate it if you pay. I got a king.
3-2 favorite.
2-3, 25, yeah.
Got to be happy. He says he hates
I
it, but
don't
like
want to
when you
leave
got
so
4 bigs
fast.
and you got to put in the big blind ante every 3 hands to be a 60-40 favorite,
when you
and you
stand
do
up,
go
you're
with it.
Not a
hey,
bad spot.
You got to take it.
My first card was the 3, so I wasn't that happy with that one, but
Here we go.
Bedell stands up. Let's see 3. Here we go.
I wonder how that blunt was on the break.
And the flop. It is queen 5-7. As Yanni Jokemainen is way out in front now.
seems like we need some kings over there.
Norwegian
King's Casino.
Tom Bedell
Kings Casino.
certainly looking for a cowboy. The turn is a 5.
I'm satisfied with a king.
A king and a king only. 3 outs in the deck.
Which suit?
It
Otherwise,
doesn't
we are heads
matter
up.
what kind of kings it comes.
There we go, the river. And it's a 6 of hearts, and that'll do it.
Good game.
Tom Bedell,
Good game.
he
Thank
bows
you.
out in 3rd place, good for 220,000 euros. And he was a fan favorite amongst our chat. Heck of a showing.
Yeah, I actually was fairly impressed. He was a little on the tighter side, didn't have many cards and made the most of it. We're going to see our second
Initially at the table, playing heads up versus your opponent. That intuition, the sort of you're dialed in, that is something that we can't relate to here in the booth, nor the folks at home watching, but something was in the bones of Andrei Libovetsky that allowed him to make that just sick and heroic call.
It just didn't make sense to him, I think. He said, I think he only really does this with a queen and don't see a lot of queens that he could have.
And this
More
could
likely
be
he
it
doesn't.
Right here. King 5 might have to make the call. Queen 5 for Jokemainen. Libovetsky with King 5, I think, is probably theoretically.
Welcome back to World Series of Poker Europe. Back at the King's Resort in Rozvadov, Czech Republic. Our World Series of Poker Europe coverage is presented by GG Poker. 3 players left in the 10K Euro 6 Max. Jacob Miguel, Roman Ledantek, Sonny Franco. Miguel, the chip leader, as we take a look at this leaderboard. They're playing for more than 207,000 euros in that World Series of Poker bracelet. 2 of us in the broadcast booth, Jeff Platt alongside Brent Hanks. Mr. Hanks, anybody's ball game at this point, yeah?
Absolutely is, Jeff. Miguel, yeah, we're the chip leader.
Yeah.
37 bigs.
Yeah.
Not exactly deep. When your short stack has a little bit more than 20 big blinds and you're a double up away from overtaking the short stack or the chip lead,
Yeah.
you said it. It's anyone's ball game.
Blinds up 40K, 80K, and 80K big blind ante. So less than 100 bigs on the table. You said it. Not so deep at this point. This will be an action-packed level. And it will start with Franco on the button with the ace-4. Late on tech, good defense in the big blind with the king 6. Ace 9 deuce, good start for Franco. Late on tech, coming along for the ride with king high.
A non-believer, the power of king high from the big blind. And you can see he is stone dead now on the turn. If Franco finds a check back here with this ace X sort of holding, it makes the river even more difficult for Roman to get away from, but instead he's going to bet a second shell.
Bets flop, bets turn. That turn bet. Draws a snap fold. Franco, the most experienced player of our final 3. About $2.7 million in career live tournament earnings. 3 World Series of Poker circuit rings, 2 at circuit main events. Finished 15th at the 1,650 euro 6 max earlier in this series. Nice little warm-up act for the 10K 6 max. 73 players in this one, a prize pool of almost 700,000 euros. Miguel in second place at the moment. And with ace 5 on the button. Franco with the king 9 in the big blind. Thank you all for tuning in on Poker Go and on the World Series of Poker YouTube channel. That's where you can say hi to us in the chat. Let us know your thoughts on what's going on. Nine, 7, 4, all clubs. Top pair for Franco. Miguel does have the 5 of clubs.
And fine texture for Miguel to elect to continue. We do have that 5 of clubs in our hand. We get a lot of folds on these sorts of boards unless we're up against, obviously, some other sort of flush draw, a potential pair. And now he has locked it up here on the turn. Likely to play this pot a little bit smaller now. He does check it back. And likely just gets the showdown with the 5 of clubs. Perhaps Franco with that instant check on the river could open up a little bit of value town for Miguel. He may choose to bet this 5 of clubs, hoping to get called by a straight, a hero call by some sort of pair, and now that'll do it.
He will indeed look for a little value. Miguel wrestles the chip lead right back.
I got to tell you, Jeff.
Yeah.
After we finish today's stream, you know where I'm headed?
Where's that?
I'm headed down to another studio.
Okay.
And I'm filming.
You're filming?
I am filming.
You're behind the camera?
I'm behind. Well, I'm on set. We are filming a new season of High Stakes Poker.
Ooh.
And Jeff.
Yes.
You ever heard of these guys?
I saw a bit of the list. I'd love for
Phil
you to
Ivey.
fill us in. Okay, I've heard of him, yeah.
Tom Dwan.
Okay.
Patrick Antonius.
Yeah, familiar.
Daniel Negreanu.
Wow.
You ever heard of them?
Yes. GG Poker's own Daniel Negreanu.
They're all playing High Stakes Poker, the brand new season. Bryn Kenny.
Ooh.
Garrett Adelstein.
It'd be a massive game.
You ever heard of these guys, Jeff?
Yeah. I have.
Well, they're all playing. That season will be coming out in February. And I am absolutely pumped.
That is one electric lineup. What are you on set for then?
I just like to watch. Yeah.
Okay. We're still not quite sure what you do at Poker Go.
You're not the only one.
They'll chop it up if it gets to showdown here.
Everybody hates this. A chopped putt.
Yep,
Ever heard of
that's what they
JRB?
say. I have.
Yeah, he's in the game.
He's in the game.
You ever heard of Jennifer Tilly?
Yes, I have.
Yeah, she's in the game.
How much money is on this table?
Well, Jeff, more money than you or I will ever come across.
Yep.
That's just
Yep.
the buy-in for a single
Yeah.
player.
Franco leading here with King High for 235K.
And Miguel analyzing here, thinking, all right, he may have checked a deuce all the way through. He would never bet ace high. And we beat plenty of bluffs. He may come with a call here with just king high and, of course, see that it will be chopping. Now staring at his opponent. It is believable, right? Sonny can have a deuce, a little duckling.
Right?
Doesn't make the call. We'll chop it up. No clubs in the hand of Miguel.
Partage. Normal. Je veux qu'il me paye avec partage, moi. Je veux qu'il me paye avec moins bien.
Wednesday, December 8th, our World Series of Poker Europe main event coverage. Brent will be joining David Williams, Daniel Negreanu, and Ali Najad on our inside the NBA-like setup, I would say. I don't know what we're referring to it as.
Inside the WSOP.
Well, could be a little more creative.
Not the best way.
Just take it, Jeff. Just take it.
Lon and Norman will be on the call. Marie and I will be on the call as well. Substitute.
I don't know.
We were showing some of the pictures, some of the layout of this studio. It's going to be awesome. Very innovative coverage that GG Poker is bringing you for the World Series of Poker Europe Main. It's going to be a treat Wednesday, December 8th. Right here on this very channel.
Miguel going to limp in here with a 10-6. Kid K420 says, no love for James Board, a former WSOP Europe main event winner. Saw him in the lineup.
Oh, I love James Board.
All the love for James Board.
I love James Board.
Kid, what I was talking about was simply just today's lineup.
Yeah.
And Board did, in fact, play one of the days. He'll be back for another day. I was just talking about today. And Kim Holtman. Oh, yes. Got to love Kim Holtman. Let's give it a spin. Kim is a high-stakes slot player, professional.
I'm sorry, what?
That's right. High-stakes slots.
Pro?
A pro. A professional.
It's
like Alan Kessler's dream.
But how do you win?
Well, I'm not a professional slot game player.
I didn't think anybody was. That's why I'm asking.
You certainly can be. There must be advantage machines, you know. Some must have better payouts than others. There's got to be a way to be a professional slot pro. Don't act like you're not going to look this up and see if you can just shift careers, because I know that I have your attention.
This is fascinating. As is the raise by Miguel with the threes on the button. Wisco Bear and Hank's in the booth. I'm putting him on shorts, a Bills hoodie, and a Bills hat. Yep, basically.
About it.
With some Bonnie's gear. Roman late on tech just goes Rip City with the King 7 in the small blind for about 15 bigs, and that gets through. King Jack now with about 20 bigs.
What to play exactly?
Franco interested. Queen 10 of hearts. Franco will call Miguel with the 7 deuce of spades into the muck.
Roman finds himself in a very good spot at the moment.
9-5-4, 1 heart. Backdoor straight and flush draws for Franco. Lid on decks. King high is best. Roman firing 180K.
Yeah. And this sort of dry texture, Franco may be up to no good. Considering a check raise, I think, of sorts. If he does just call, it's sort of a reverse float. And here
there
is
that check raise.
That raise indeed, Jeff. 450,000 puts Roman Ladontek in a horrible spot. But if he sees through it and thinks, wait a minute, what are you repping?
From the small blind.
From the small blind. Would you have a hand like 9-10 suited and simply elect to check raise? Could you be trapping me with some sort of overpair? Or bluffing? And there are a ton of bluffs. Sees
and Roman
right through
just rips it extremely well diagnosed by Ladontek, who is fired up to show the King Jack.
Slams it down.
Well done.
Shows him the Dikembe Mutombo finger wave. Not today.
Strong. Like you said, saw right through it.
Nicolas Valiant in the chat says, how did ElkY finish? Well, finished in 4th. So that's how ElkY finished. Does not take home the gold bracelet here today. It's going to go hop in the main event.
Our final 3 guaranteed 88,223 euros. About a 40K pay jump from 3rd to 2nd up top, more than 207K.
2.1.
All 3 of these players looking for their first World Series of Poker bracelet.
I call.
King ball for Roman.
Here comes Roman. Climbing now, 2.5 million.
Second final table of the series. He finished 5th in the 1K Turbo Bounty Hunter last week.
Jeff, do you have any idea, or perhaps those in the chat may, are they running satellites to any of these events?
They have been, yes, and they ran a ton to the main. I think most winners got into the day 1A flight of the main, part of why that flight, 434 entries, was so massive.
Right.
But GG has run satellites as well. I believe Club GG has run satellites.
So you're saying we could still get in the main?
Well, the timing I'm not sure works out particularly well for us, considering we're in Vegas and the main is in Rozvadov, Czech Republic. And this is the final day 1 today.
Well, can't we take some sort of, jet or plane?
Yeah, well, we'd have to do that regardless.
Hasn't Elon Musk invented something that can get us there in an hour?
I don't think so. I think we've probably run out of time. But hey, next year you want to join me in Rozvadov?
Absolutely. Not.
Oh, come on.
I've never left.
You don't have a passport.
The United States, other than Canada and the Bahamas.
Those are still
they would not allow
the
me
US.
in the Czech Republic. There's
Probably
no
not,
way.
yeah. Although the poker community would welcome you.
Why is that?
So you're just a nice guy, good ambassador for the game. Franco with 3s on the button. Touch more than 20 bigs as the shortest stack. He'll make it 175K. Right on tech with the 10-8. Ace-Jack deuce.
Favorable texture, believe it or not, for Sonny Franco. Opens the button. Clearly can be quite wide, three-handed, but anything Broadway related, he is able to bet. And there it is. Roman says, you got it, before he even has to throw out the 100,000. Now, Jeff, I mentioned earlier, while ElkY was with us, about your collegiate experience as a StarCraft recreational player.
Yeah, I never
the game
Take a water, please.
came out in 1998.
Okay.
The World Wide Web was established in 1990.
Okay.
You laughed at me and you scoffed when I suggested that perhaps StarCraft did come out before the World Wide Web.
Right.
I wasn't too far off. 8 years.
Well, 8 years is a decent amount of time.
It depends on whose perspective, but really, they're aligned. They're in the 90s. Just like the grunge era
Black aces.
happened during the 90s.
Yep. That's how I think
Just
of the
like
90s.
Madonna, the peak of her career happened in the 90s. So, yeah.
Some relevant turns in the early 2000s.
No aces.
There you have it.
No
the
blockade.
internet and
StarCraft has been a while. It's been around a
90s.
while.
Yes, it has. Glad you clarified that point.
I had
Thank
to
you.
get to the bottom of it. A lot of people think ElkY may have invented StarCraft.
Nope, that's certainly not true.
I
and
read
I don't
that.
think a lot
on-
of people
I
think that.
found it on the World Wide Web, which was invented in 1990.
This is one of those, if we had to turn in edited episodes at the end of all of this, producers would not be thrilled with bringing up the StarCraft reference again an hour later. Luckily, our producers here, Cut Dustin, my USC guys, Alex, Trevor, I think they're okay with it.
I'm downloading StarCraft as we speak.
Oh.
From the World Wide Web.
Matthew in the chat, this banter is like the fake commentary in Best in Show. That's like exactly what we're going for.
Are they playing a pot?
Yes, yes. So we have no graphics for this one. So
Good,
we'll
let's
just
talk
rely on
about
your
StarCraft.
analysis. Yeah.
Now, has anybody come out with Craft of Stars?
What?
Where
What?
you reverse it. You see what I did?
Where you
Or
reverse
Craft
it.
Stars.
You reverse it. Oh, cool. Sick spin on it. Revolutionary.
It's like a drawing game, but from the metaverse. What the hell is the
know, man.
metaverse?
I don't know. I don't know.
Je pense que je vais dormir Romain, mais bon. Bien joué.
Leaderboard. Miguel. Right on deck. Franco. Neck and neck.
Sorry?
And neck.
It's a lot of necks, Jeff.
That's a lot of three of them.
Like a giraffe.
A giraffe, it's just one neck. It's just long.
Here's a fact.
Yeah, can't wait for this one.
2 millions. 2 millions.
A brontosaurus
Chiffre majeur.
has a longer neck than a giraffe.
Okay.
T'as 2 millions aussi? Ouais,
That's great.
2.2. 2.1, ok. Okay, yeah, just ask how much you have.
Longest neck in poker? Alan Cunningham.
Miguel with tens.
Just limps in here, Jeff. Sets the trap. Miguel, a little sneaky, and it's going to work.
This Roman raises here to 210,000.
All in.
Yep.
Limp shove with the tens. Contrary to popular belief in the chat, the only thing Mr. Hanks is under the influence of is that Diet Coke in front of him.
Why do they think I'm under the influence of what?
No, I just saying you have a Diet Coke, but that's it. You don't need anything else. Just be you. And let's look at the leaderboard presented by GG Poker. Jacob Miguel, our chip leader. Sonny Franco and Roman Ledontek, the Frenchman, lie 2 and 3 on that leaderboard. Our final three guaranteed 88,223 euros. 40K pay jump from third to second. Up top in this one, 207,267 euros. And that coveted World Series of Poker bracelet. He's Brent Hanks. I'm Jeff Platt. Thank you all so much for being here with us.
€207,000, Jeff, for first place.
Just said that.
Divided by 1999, which is what you can purchase StarCraft for. That'll get you 10,355 copies of the game.
What?
Excuse-moi encore.
2 millions. Un
2 millions?
petit peu moins. 2 millions.
That's a true story.
150.
Read that on the World Wide Web as well.
So StarCraft
Pareil, non?
still costs 20 bucks?
1999. That's what they say.
Ça marche, ça marche.
Huh. I don't know why you would need that many copies of one game.
Can you ever have too many copies of StarCraft? I don't think so.
Yeah, probably.
Tell that to ElkY.
Well, he probably just had one copy.
I doubt it. Have you ever been next to a real elk?
Yes.
It's like a giant reindeer,
Yeah.
which can fly, by the way.
Right.
Now, some of them have enormous racks.
Okay.
You ever been hunting
I have.
for elk?
Yes.
Have you really?
Yeah, I actually have.
Well, tell us about it.
No, I don't. We won't get into the hunting. It's a bit of a polarizing topic.
No, I mean, just the elk experience. You don't have to talk about
beautiful animals.
what else was done that day. I think we can all go out on a limb and guess there.
You have an idea what took place?
This just in, you've been canceled.
Yeah, no, I can't do it anymore. It made me too sad. More of a haunting experience that I'd rather not dive into.
Yeah, I hear you.
But back to the racks thing.
Well, I knew I'd get your attention with that one. Just a huge deer. I saw one in Wyoming.
Yeah.
Couldn't believe it. Now, not compared to the moose.
Well, no.
That's a bit of a brontosaurus of a deer.
It's a brontosaurus.
Not the neck thing, but just big.
Yeah. I've missed this. We haven't done a broadcast together in months.
There's probably a reason for that.
Yep, I would say so.
Raise.
Ledontek raising again out of the big blind, and this time it's going to work. You can follow us on Twitter, I guess. He's at Buffalo Hanks. Jeff Platt. Follow GG at GG Poker.
This hand?
Stay tuned to the very latest in coverage start times.
Dab Munder says, this commentary reminds me when my uncle used to drink 25 beers and rant about hunting regulations in Idaho. I must be his uncle.
I can see that.
Idaho, known for the potato.
Yeah. And strict hunting regulations. You ever been to Idaho?
I've driven through a little
Okay,
piece
that
of
counts.
Idaho,
Counts.
which I believe Idaho stands for like gems in mountains. It's sort of a little native
Idaho
phrase.
stands
Idaho stands for, it's like gems found in mountains. Yeah. If you look that up, I'm sure you'll find it on the World Wide Web.
I will try for a while. Idaho stands for gems and mountains.
It's something
Not
like
sure
that.
if that
There's a little
particular
ditty out
sentence
there.
Makes too much sense as we do raise the blinds here, 50K, 100K, with a 100K big blind ante.
They also, I believe, in the state of Idaho, have a canyon that's deeper than the Grand Canyon.
Wow. That I did not know.
And fantastic potatoes.
Yeah, you mentioned the potatoes thing. The name's origin remains a mystery.
I know them. I've solved it.
Well,
I told you.
George Willing, a politician, said that the
Don't
name
get
was
into
derived
politics. This is
from
poker.
a term meaning the sun comes from the mountains or gem of the mountains.
Thank you.
But it was revealed later that there was no such term. And Willing claimed that he had been
this is the
inspired
political thing. They're
to
trying to
coin the
erase
name
history.
when he met a little girl named Ida. So he put O on the end of it, and here we are. $986 on the flop. Franco, the open ender, Miguel, the pair in the gutter.
You may wonder, how do I know such things about all of the great states like Idaho? Well, Jeff, I used to be a 5th grade social studies teacher. I was fired after an hour, but we covered Idaho.
And that was about it.
It's come to my attention that the blinds have gone up.
Yep, got it.
50K, 100K,
Yep.
with a 100K Idaho ante.
Idaho ante. Lenny says, I'd rather watch curling than listen to this commentary. You know, you could do both. Just saying. There's nothing wrong with curling. Google tells me it's Hell's Canyon, says Matthew in the chat. Yep, that's what it feels like.
I believe he's talking about.
Oh, you're talking about the Idaho Canyon.
Deepest canyon found in the United States, greater than the Grand Canyon. It's actually in Idaho.
And that's Hell's Canyon.
That would be Hell's Canyon. That's right. I didn't want to say the name. It's a little controversial.
Right.
Heureusement que t'es là, Dominique. Mon coach.
Have you ever been to Idaho?
I have not. No, I haven't had the pleasure.
I'd love to go there with you.
Sounds good. Unfortunately, I'm a little busy. Just with the commentary and stuff. Dr. 662 in the chat, does anybody care about me? The answer, unfortunately, is probably no. I'm just kidding. That's very mean. I care, Dr. 662.
We typed it in all caps. So I don't know if. Are you allowed to do that in the chat, where everything is in caps? That's like a I
mean, I don't think it's preferable.
Awfully
it's
large.
Allowed. Yeah, no, I get what caps are.
It makes the letters bigger, Jeff.
Almost got me on that one. Right as I took a sip of water, almost just spat that out everywhere.
This jacket's got caps lock all over it.
That's true.
Giant G. What is the G? Is that the Gold? No, that's Dolce & Gabbana. That's not Dolce Gabbana. What is the G and the G? Is that a GG jacket?
I don't think that's the GG Poker logo.
Did they rebrand?
Maybe they did.
My dad writes in all caps.
Okay. It's Gucci.
It's easier on the eyes. That's what he says. What's Gucci? The jacket's Gucci.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, please, back to the caps thing.
That's all I've got. I don't know. Just an observation.
Dab says the population of Idaho is 1.8 million, and most of that lives in the Boise metropolitan area. Look up the population density map. No thanks.
Let me tell you something else about the great state of Idaho.
Please.
The longest main street in the entire country is found in the state of Idaho. It's about 33 miles long.
Main Street in Idaho is the longest main street.
Yeah. I'm not even looking this up. I just know this stuff.
No way to play? 1 second, please.
What's the shortest main street?
Or maybe it's in Iowa.
2, 5, 15 behind.
Did I just miss that? I'm going to look this one up.
Please do.
10 stacks.
Now I need to look it up. I can't find it.
On a plus le droit de parler en français. À table? Ouais.
No, it's right. I was right. It's in Idaho.
You were right.
Yeah, it's 33 miles long
Okay.
exactly. Of course I was right, Jeff.
Of course.
Yeah? On est good.
Now, Nassim Jr. said, let's talk about the best city in the world, Amsterdam.
Okay.
What is it about Amsterdam that makes it the best city in the world?
To each his or her own. I mean,
I've never been outside of the country, so I wouldn't know about any other cities aside from Boise.
A lot goes on in Amsterdam, a little bit more than goes on in Boise. Raj says this commentary is nowhere close to poker. Dynamite drop in Raj, who also says I can do a better commentary than him. Well, with expert analysis like that. The chat is very supportive of Amsterdam overall, I would say.
I'd like to go to
think you'd
Amsterdam.
Have a nice time.
I would.
Lovely views.
Lovely views.
Franco with queens.
Now we got ourselves a hand. Cooking.
A 3-bet here. Smallish 3-bet.
It's 575. Okay.
One supporter. One fan.
Still a threesome.
We have the same stack, the same stack. In English.
Yes,
There it is, Jeff.
There it is. Franco, Miguel, laid on deck.
You've always loved this dynamic.
Raise. How much is it? It's 50.
So delicate. Nobody wants to go broke. A little bit of small ball here and there.
$40K pay jump from third to second. Miguel defends with the 8-7. $6-6-4 to swap the gut shot.
Let's go.
Sort of texture where Miguel could put in a check raise and likely win. Instead comes with just the call. Gut shot. Trying to make a little bit of a pair or a straight.
Turn brings the 3 of diamonds.
In the event that this goes check, door is wide open on the river for Miguel to take this pot away with just 8 high. This is tough texture for Roman to come with a second barrel. 7-5 comes home. Have to be concerned about trip sixes, even a 4 for that matter. And he says, the hell with that, I'm going for it.
He's firing. 400,000, just jack high. And that gets the job done.
Strong.
Roman laid on tech. It's kept up the aggression throughout this final table.
Perhaps Miguel, if he plays it back, would consider check raising that sort of flop on the 4-6-6. Roman, a gladiator. Have you ever been to Rome, Jeff?
I have, yes.
The Colosseum?
Yep.
Where the gladiators did the battle?
Been there, yes. Quite extraordinary.
Well, tell us about your experience, Jeff.
Well, I mean, I went to see the Colosseum, and it was cool.
It was cool.
Yeah.
Temperature?
That's what everybody says. No, it was quite warm, temperature-wise.
Did you walk out there on the battleground?
No, it's not like an open forum. Just kind of stand in the
They only let Russell Crowe out there.
Yeah, yeah. Good movie. Been watching Succession.
I've heard good things.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
Just Roman, the name, you know.
That's a
sparked
character?
A lot of thoughts, yeah. Good show.
That's great.
Yeah. Glad I brought it up.
Succession?
Yeah.
I didn't know that was a word.
Okay.
What does it mean?
Well, succession, like who would
succeed?
Yeah.
Well, I'll be damned.
Learn something new every day. We've certainly learned a lot about Idaho and dinosaurs and bleached hair today. Glad we could teach you a little something.
Succession is what's occurring right now at this final table for one of these three. Is that a way you could use that word, Jeff?
I wouldn't say that's a proper usage of the word succession.
Could you give us an example of how you could properly use the word succession?
Zach Smoots in the chat says this is the worst commentary. You know, it's hard to disagree with you, Zach. But good to have you here, Zach, with us. Good to have you all here. Thank you all for tuning in.
0.7. All right, 2,450.
On WSOP's YouTube channel and on Poker Go as well. We'll be back for the World Series of Poker Europe main event on Wednesday. The two of us, along with the star-studded crew. Ali Najad, Daniel Negreanu, David Williams, Maria Ho, Lama Karen, Norman Chad, Brian Rass.
What is Brian Rass doing?
I don't know. I'm not quite sure. I haven't nailed down his role quite yet.
Is he
but
one of
he's
the,
in the Slack
the
group.
substitutes?
Or maybe he's with Lon and Norman. I don't know.
1 million 3 millions. 3 millions. Un petit peu moins.
Is he going to talk about global warming?
2.3.
Perhaps if the opportunity is presented to him, might delve into that.
He's very into that.
Yeah.
Judge, I've seen his Twitter.
Yeah. Big global warming guy.
I don't know if he supports
I don't know. Yeah, the phrasing
or
on
if
that
he
is not accurate.
is against it.
I'm not sure if anybody supports global warming.
I'm sure somebody does.
Yeah, somebody's like, global warming, you know, actually not a bad thing.
Well, that could be Rass' take. I don't know. That's why I'm curious to hear if he'll bring it up during the show.
Ask him about it, yeah. You asked for an example on how to use the word succession. I think Wisco Barron summed it up perfectly in the chat. If Hanks keeps this up, there will be some succession in the booth.
Well, I still don't know what that means.
They might bring in Rast to succeed you.
Oh, I got it.
Yeah.
Oh, it's if someone succeeds you.
Yeah. It's like, what's the line of succession for the Bonnies when Schmidt leaves to take another job? That's very niche, but I know you'll get that.
Is it niche or niche?
Oh, well, I don't know. I don't know. Could be niche. I've only wrote it. I think that's the first time I've said it.
Niche rhymes with itch.
Yes, it does.
Which is a fact.
Yes, it does.
Niche rhymes with quiche, which is from France, and there happens to be two Frenchmen involved
in this
pot.
Brought that one back. That was good. Franco opened here with the 10-8 of hearts. Ledon Tech defends with the King-6 of spades.
Oh.
Queen 3 deuce, all hearts. Franco just flops the flush.
Now, if you did reside in Siberia,
Yeah. Here comes the global warming thing. Yeah.
are you a supporter of global warming?
Tu m'as pas laissé le temps de tout ça encore. That's not fun. Next time.
Like I said, I think everything in life is about perspective.
It's true.
No problem. Sorry.
Alex in the chat, these guys are sharing their 3 remaining brain cells, and it's great content. Thank you.
How much you got?
Do appreciate that, Alex.
Jadon says this is unwatchable with the humor of these 2 guys. I'm out. All right, Jadon, thanks for tuning in. I feel like Rob in the chat is more anti-global warming.
They like 1.8 total?
1.5.
Well, it seems to me it's a very touchy subject.
Total
Very polarizing.
Polar. Like the North Pole, another good example about perspective.
998. Franco flop strips. Miguel bets the minimum. Franco will check, raise, and win.
Ah, t'es là, frère. On va aller le chercher.
I've always had a question for ElkY that I've never been able to ask him.
Okay.
Why is the Y capitalized? It's in caps lock at the end of ElkY. Maybe someone in the chat knows that.
ElkY with a capital Y.
It's a capital Y. It's always it's the caps lock is on for the Y.
Well, I don't know if he has to turn caps lock on for just.
Well, he clearly
typing that
does.
one letter.
How else are you supposed to make it big?
You can hold shift. Yeah, somebody let us know. Somebody's got to know. Tried to go to ElkY.com to find out, but it's not an active website.
Oh, you should buy that. Can you buy it?
And then sell it to ElkY.
Sell it to them.
That's a great idea.
Yeah.
Me and you.
Yeah, buy it right now. That's a good idea. Yeah, buy that. How much is it?
Oh.
It's $5.
I can't get ElkY.com. ElkY.com is taken. That's not fair. We still might be able to get it for you. Okay. $100 service fee. Okay, yeah, I'm sure that'll work.
195.
I would ask you the same question. If you were to caps lock the last F in your first name, it would be very similar, Jeff.
I guess.
Are you
but
supposed
again,
to?
I don't think I would hit caps lock just for the sake of one letter.
Is it a loud F at the end? So Jeff.
I mean, I don't. Do you think it's ElkY? And that's why he capitalized
Maybe
the
this
Y
whole time we've been
it
saying it
wrong.
wrong. Yeah, it's ElkY.
And he's just too nice to ever correct anybody?
I don't know,
Well,
Jeff. Let's look at the
hit
leaderboard.
Music, and this leaderboard is presented by GG Poker. Sonny Franco and Roman Ledontek. Neck and neck for that chip lead. Jacob Miguel down to about 12 bigs. Yeah, unfortunately, you're stuck with the two of us in the top right corner. Chet flat alongside Brent Hanks.
Ernesto in the chat, he's a big fan.
Yeah, what's he say?
Well, I'm not sure if that's, it's FUK poker. What is that? I don't know how to say that.
Right. Yeah. Probably could have gone without bringing that up. Ernesto says disregard. Thank you, Ernesto. Sorry about that.
Well, that's fine. I'll disregard.
Mr. Nice says, I enjoy the commentary. I'm from Europe with a 2-digit
Well,
IQ, and I sympathize with these two guys. Thank you. Appreciate that. Our people.
Well, the sympathy is all ours.
Although empathize might be more accurate, but yeah, 2-digit IQ.
Digits. Have you passed yours out this week, Jeff? Any lucky ladies out on the Tinder trails?
I may or may not have texted one or two women over the last couple months. Played on tech here on the button with the 7 deuce. Wicked Wolf, hey guys, how are you doing there in Las Vegas? Well,
190.
have you listened to the last hour or so?
IO says, I think that question violates HIPAA. Notice that that's also using the caps lock feature.
Yes. A little bit more of a viable option when it's 5 letters versus 1.
You know what the difference is between HIPAA and HIPPO?
Well, yes.
A single letter.
Yeah, okay. Franco with the 9s. Vox says Jeff is hanging with the flu. At the very end of a cold, getting over it. No COVID. Just
what?
FYI. Well, I said no COVID. No COVID. Negative. Multiple negative tests.
But you have the flu?
No, I don't have the flu either. Very end of a cold. Gonna survive. If I pass the cold along to you, who cares?
That's another reason for global warming, really.
Less colds.
Clearly. Yeah. Be a lot less
where's
colds
Rob in
around.
the chat? I'll counter that one.
Next man. Next one.
I'll ask Brian Rast during the main event.
Yep, that'd be smart. All of it with the ace-jack for Jacob Miguel.
940.
But on tech is asked for a count with the ace-4 suited.
All in.
It says, let's go.
Ass Bube gegen Ass 4 drin. Off-suited, er suited. Ja, er suited, wir off.
We hear from Miguel for the first time as he fills his rail in on what his hand is.
No.
Yeah.
The ace-jack offsuit up against late on tech's ace-4 of hearts.
Tout juste, hein, 10 blindes, mais je pense que c'est OK. Hein. As-4. Il chauffe au bouton 10 blindes.
German in good shape to find the double.
Oh.
5, 4, 3.
Yikes.
Pair of fours for Late on Tech, along with the wheel draw for both.
Encore un 4. One more 4.
Miguel all of a sudden looking for a jack. Does not find it on the turn. No diamond in either player's hand. Will chop the pot with a deuce. Miguel will win the pot with a jack. Otherwise, his day is done. River card. Oh, it's a deuce! Chop it up!
Somehow, throughout this threesome, that is the first all-in.
Wow.
All stacks less than 30 big blinds. That is remarkable. The money jumps are quite large. 207,000 euros up top. Third place guaranteed 88,000 euros. And the runner-up today will take home 128,000 euros. So a 40,000 euro pay jump between third and second. And the levels will once again go up.
30-minute levels in this one. Now we're up to 60K, 120K with a 120,000 big blind ante.
Oh, sorry.
So now about 60 bigs on the table. Nines for Miguel. Could these two tango once more?
I don't think that Roman can call with Queen 10, but he's going to.
Does make the call, and here we go. Miguel again all in and at risk.
Nines king queen 10 off.
J'ai dame 10 contre les 9, mais une fois que j'ai open, je suis obligé.
Nines against Queen 10.
Faut que je open, Ouais, je suis obligé une fois que j'ai open, je suis obligé. Ouais.
Crucial flip to say the least. Ace, King, 10, not what Miguel was looking for. Relegated to finding a 9. And can he find one on the river? Stay alive. He cannot. The river's a 5. That does it for Jacob Miguel. Out in third, 88,223 euros, and a bright future ahead for the young German.
27 years young to be exact, and he just came off a deep run. The WPT Main Event in Florida. Now podium finish here in the 10K 6 Max at the World Series of Poker Europe. Jeff, looks like we're going to head to a break.
That means we are heads up for the title. We will indeed get set for heads up before our players go off to break. Before we go off to break, take a look at that leaderboard presented by GG Poker. We are all square. Late on Tech versus Franco. The Frenchmen do battle heads up for more than 207K and that World Series of Poker bracelet. Be back in about 10 minutes. Hang with us.
Neutral EV gambling. I'll put up $66 to your 30. We just keep doing it. Keep a tally.
Sounds scary. Sorry, honey.
You might lose 33 bucks.
King Jack, top 2 now for Livepoker. However, Padoon with the gut shot needs a queen.
It's funny. You wish that Jack were a deuce, you know, on the board. Get that out of here.
4 outs. 2 cards to come. Nobody home on the turn. We are down to the river. A queen and a queen only or Padun will be our 8th place finisher here today. And it's nobody home. Padun, he is out of here in 8th place. He's going to take home 57,000 euros and change. And, you know, short showing, but
Okay. Jasmine, can I get please two aces? Please? I said please.
and there is levels going up, 100K, 200K with the big blind ante.
Bobby the machine guy?
1, 2, 2.
And let's do a count. YouTube, Poker Go chat, just count how many hands we
I don't
play
know
in
why.
a level.
I'm so adorable.
So this is hand 1.
22.
I am very curious. We've played 22 total hands at this final table.
We played a full level and some. Because I
Right.
remember, so we got 22 hands and like a level plus.
It sounds like Stats has informed us we played 9 hands.
9
the
hands
last
in the hour.
level.
9 hands an hour.
In an hour. 9 hands in an hour.
Yoni here with the ace king offsuit and the cutoff. Really big hand, great spot, raises, and Ole in the big blind with ace jack off. He's definitely in there. The question is he just going to call, keep the pot small, or is he going to 3-bet? I think with these stack sizes, you likely see just a call.
Well, he's
just
got
gonna
just
jam
over
it in.
20 bigs, unfortunately.
Oh,
Here
the
it
blinds
is,
did go
yeah.
up. The blinds
Levels
went
went
up.
up, so Shimeon with ace-jack. Unfortunate situation for him. Yokomainen well out in front with his ace-king, and we have a battle of the Titans.
Yeah, just over 20 bigs standard. I was still thinking we're at the last level about 30. I think with 30 it's close, but with a little over 20 you got to shove here. It's
Two of the
unfortunate.
best. Ole Shimeon of Germany. Jani Yokomainen of Finland.
Why is it not there?
High stakes
I always
pros.
wanna sweat there.
And a massive all-in situation. Here we go.
Ah, here we go. The big screen. Netflix, let's go Netflix. Ah,
Is he in the hand?
But
Not even in the hand.
No.
If you
No, he's
go there, like me with the best hand. Yeah.
A lot
this
of
is
Ole
best. Now we
fans
do
in
it.
the chat
You look
rooting
there,
for a
like
jack.
Me, I was doing that mistake before.
And ace, 5, 7.
Have to chop now.
Ole still needs a jack
Now.
or some sort of help.
I know it's results already, but even if he
No,
just
no,
called,
I
he's
was
getting
thinking
all in on
chop.
this
Now
flop
it's
with
really
that
tough
stack
to
size. So.
Like 7-7 maybe, but tough. Really tough. With Yasmin, really tough.
Turn is a
so
10 of
close.
clubs. No help to Shimeon. He's down to 3 outs in the deck. A jack and only a jack, or he will be our 7th place finisher here today.
If he goes out, who do we have to call the clock?
Here comes the river. And it's a 6. Nobody home for Shimeon. He is out the door in 7th place for a nice 69,000 euros for one of the best to get it done from Switzerland. Folds to him on the cutoff. Queen, jack off. I have to imagine it's good enough.
7 big blinds, a little bit more. I think he's going to shove here. Doesn't have anything to say. He just says no, 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 no. He just wants to make noise.
I think that's the first we've heard.
No, no, no. That was from
Oh, that was
Mr.
even
Chatty.
Rabble. Rabble
Was
says
he-
nothing.
He couldn't say words, so he just said no, 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 no. He just has to make noise.
And Rabble's going to raise to 500,000, the minimum there.
You know, a lot of people say, "Oh, this scream strength. What's a guy doing when he's got, you know, that many chips and he just raises?" But players here at this high roller can sniff that out. It's the same as him going all in.
Instant all-in from Livyavetsky, and now the action back on Rabble, who does make the call. Cards on their back, and here we go. Rabble in trouble.
Dominated. You saw Ace-9 was folded by Martin Krabel.
But maybe they're coming. Look at there. Always there. There's the always. Believe me, I'm professional.
He's talking about the big screen right behind him. They've got a giant screen the size of a wall.
Yeah.
Oh, we heard some words.
If I don't look.
He speaks.
Yes, time is money. Let's go.
Time is money, friend.
And here we go. Rabble needs a jack. The flop It is 5-10-3. It's all hearts. All of a sudden, Rabble has picked up a flush draw. He's got 11 outs.
Favorite.
Nearly a coin flip.
He says he's a favorite, but he's not. You see that.
Okay. Hello.
And the turn. It is a queen of clubs, which is no help
Don't worry.
to Rabble.
Doesn't change anything.
Jack of clubs.
11 outs. To the river we go, looking for any heart. Here we go. The river's the 5 of diamonds, and that'll do it
Good luck, guys. Good luck.
for Didier Rabble from Switzerland. He goes home in 6th place. 88,000. Tom Bedell, Norway's finest. He will pass. All the way around now to the blinds, and Livovitzky now 7-5 suited. Have to imagine this is good enough. There it is, all in, and our short stack, Jordan Westmoreland. Can he call? The old
Whoa,
boy.
2 kings. He
Wow.
shoots it in there. He's got to feel good about this spot. He's doubled up
Good
so
call.
many times. I feel like
No,
this
good
is the
call.
time it ain't going to work. I mean, I'm rooting for the
Yeah,
guy.
the
He's
blocking
been
has
playing
flash draw,
excellent.
so it's good.
Could we see a comeback for the
Okay,
ages?
Let's go.
Westmoreland in amazing shape
10
now to
points.
double up again.
Let's go.
Westmoreland was down to just 1 big blind not too long ago. Trying to rally. Here we go. Flop it is for Jack 8.
That was good
On
in
club,
Ukraine.
gut shot
In
straight
Ukraine,
for
this was good.
Livovitzky.
It's like 49. It's like 49 and you have eco. 49
Turn.
with eco.
It's the
Now,
9 of
full
clubs.
40,
Gosh.
Full buy.
And all of a sudden, he's got a double gut
10.
straight draw and a flush draw.
A 10, a 6, or a club.
Give him the nuts. 6 of cups or nothing.
I think we're going to see the queen of diamonds here.
Dramatic river. Here we go.
Turn.
And it's the
GG
Jack
boys.
of clubs.
Oh, I called it.
And that'll do it for Jordan Westmoreland as he bows out in 5th place, takes home 115,000.
Many compared to the short stacks.
Martin Cabral now, as
Aces.
the levels did go up, 250K, 500K, 500K big blind. Annie Cabral all in under the gun with King 9. And he's been called by
Crazy call. Crazy call,
Livovitzky,
yeah?
I believe.
The bluff.
Ace 7.
3.3
7 of hearts.
million, please.
Martin tells him it's a crazy call. I don't know. It's only 7 bigs, 4-handed. You know he's going to be
Crazy call.
doing it with a
The bluff.
pretty wide range.
3.1, please. 3.3.
Martin Cabral is all in for 3.3 million.
Caro, Carol. Caro, Carol.
A slight underdog. He was our chip leader coming.
We are heads up for more than 207,000 euros. We are heads up for a coveted World Series of Poker bracelet. And we are here at King's Resort in Rozvadov, Czech Republic. Welcome back to our final table coverage of the 10K Euro 6 Max. We'll look at our leaderboard presented by GG Poker. It is Romain Ledantec. It is Sonny Franco. It's 2 Frenchmen, heads up for the title. You're stuck with 2 Americans in the booth. Jeff Platt alongside Brent Hanks. Look at this. How about this for an even matchup?
Yeah, inevitably, we're going to go out with a bang. A lot like your
No,
elk
we're not
hunting
going
experience, Jeff.
to bring up the hunting. But good to be back with y'all at the World Series of Poker Europe, where our coverage is presented by GG Poker. The oh-so-slight chip leader, Romain Ledantec.
Raise, friendly.
Both he and Franco look for their first World Series of Poker bracelet. Both Brent and I look for other jobs after today.
What are you thinking about doing next?
How about covering the World Series of Poker Europe main event?
All right.
That'll be on Wednesday.
Yeah.
Yourself alongside Ali Najad, Daniel Negreanu, and David Williams doing some analysis. Strong word, but offering your thoughts, opinions. And not just on poker, clearly, but on life itself. And then in the booth, Lon McCarron and Norman Chad. When they need a break. Myself alongside Maria Ho. Brian Rast will be wandering around a bit.
And whatever Brian Rast is doing that day.
Yes?
I don't know what he's doing.
Yeah.
I'm wondering.
Oh, yeah.
Not like what I'm wondering is going to happen this hand.
Just let down tech calls with the Jack-10. Six, 5, 2 clubs, couple backdoor draws for lid on tech. Franco's queen high is best at the moment.
We've seen Roman go for it on various occasions, firing 2 shells with absolute air balls. This texture, a little slippery.
No, sir. It's me. Ah, okay.
Sonny is the aggressor. Open the button with queen deuce off.
And firing 200K here. Lid on tech will continue his aggression with the overs, with the backdoor draws, and with the check raise here. His timing has been very nice throughout the course of the day.
It certainly has. This looks like it should work, and it does.
Indeed it does. Both players guaranteed 128,000 euros, a difference of about 80K from first to second.
Only one Jeff can take home that gold bracelet.
That is true.
Speaking of gold.
Yeah.
I'm big blind.
You know that in the great state of Nevada,
Yeah.
which is where we're located right now, Jeff, in Las Vegas, the great state of Nevada is where the most amount of gold is mined in the United States.
Is that so?
I don't think that's where the bracelets come from, although it would make
Could
sense.
be.
They
Could
are
be.
from the, for the World Series. We'll get to the bottom of that.
Will we?
Look that up on the World Wide Web.
Yep. You would have just assumed it was California, right, with the gold rush. I guess they already got all the gold out of California.
Cleaned it right out.
Yep.
Instead, it's Nevada. The home of gold and pure gold now. The knots for Roman.
Unfortunately for him, nothing really doing for Franco. But still a nice start to heads up for Led on Tech. Franco has 3 World Series of Poker circuit rings on his resume. But looking for that first bracelet. Played on Tech, looking for his 3rd career title.
I'm curious to see if these guys employ never folding when on the button. With that big blind ante,
Yeah.
the price is just always too right.
Look at that gold bracelet.
You want to earn that. Well, Jeff, begin by never folding and heads up play.
Sonny Franco has 17 career titles.
That doesn't surprise me. 20th again, we mentioned on the all-time French money list. ElkY, of course, number 1. We talked a little bit about Viral, Johan Guibert, as he is 23rd on that money list.
After today, Franco jumps into 17th. No matter what happens here. Tech will fire with the jacks and will win. He's 2-0. Lifetime heads up. Franco 17 and 8. And Late on Tech with about a 2-1 chip lead. Look at what they're paying for. The payouts presented by GG Poker. Both guarantee 128K, both looking to win 207,000.
Jeff, have you been to the Eiffel Tower?
I have, yes.
Tell us about your experience.
I went with like a youth group. It's not quite the romantic experience you dream of.
A youth group?
Yeah. I think when I was maybe 16.
Were you the oldest one there at 16 in the youth group?
That's such a weird question. No, like everybody was 16. Why would you just think I'm the oldest one
Well,
there?
youth, I mean, I know it's quite young, but I think
I'm
more
saying,
like the,
younger, yeah,
the 10 to 12.
Yeah, okay. Phrasing perhaps wasn't great.
Were you a leader
Teenagers
of the
group? I don't
scout
know.
camp?
It wasn't a scout camp, and I was also not a leader of scouts or this youth group.
Mm-hmm. And what did you do at this Eiffel Tower?
Just went to the top and then came back down.
It's fascinating.
Yeah, not the most romantic.
Oh, we might have a
King,
little.
Queen 3 with 2 clubs as Franco flops the flush draw. Top pair for Late on Tech. Turn brings the 9 of hearts. Late on Tech adds the gut shot to his pair of kings. The sneaky check back on the flop. Perhaps that opens the door to some chaos here.
Yeah.
He bets 225,000.
That check back that you mentioned could result in some fireworks here from Franco. Look at this. He's cutting out a substantial
Yes,
raise.
he is.
Perhaps
with that gut shot, with that flush draw. The check raise is to 650,000.
Roman now
All in.
Top pair, he's going to rip
Says
it.
all of it.
And now Franco has to call it off for his life with this draw.
With just 1.6 million behind, you see in the bottom right-hand corner of your screen.
There we go.
There's 5.7 million in there.
Faut un trèfle ou un 10?
Laid on Tech on the verge of winning his first World Series of Poker bracelet, but has to dodge 11 outs. Franco needs a 10 or a club. If he finds that the tide has turned, if he doesn't, it's over. River card is the ace of spades. Roman Ledantec out of France has just won his first World Series of Poker bracelet, and that bracelet comes with more than 207,000 euros.
Roman, impressive right away from the get-go at this final table. A rightful champion, well-deserved. And it looks like we're going to prepare a little celebration.
Sonny Franco out in second for 128,000 euros. Not a bad effort from the man in the Gucci jacket.
He's got the pants to match, Jeff, and he can buy plenty more outfits with that 128,000 euros, that's for sure.
That much is certainly true as we get set to wrap things up. Ledantec, his biggest career score, his third career tournament win. It's a WSOP Europe 6-max title. All the money, all the glory, and all the celebratory graphics behind him. Looks nice up there.
Oh, yeah, here we go. Hold that thing high and proud, my man.
The presentation of the bracelet. There it is. It fits right. A well-deserved bracelet, I would say, yeah?
Oh, yeah, he played lights out. Strong, aggressive, bluffs went through. Value town when needed. That last hand and how he claimed his title. Great example of that.
Ramped up the aggression at the right times. He'll take his winner's pictures. We'll take one final look at this leaderboard. ElkY was looking for bracelet number 3, couldn't quite get the job done. Finished in 4th for 62K. Roman Ledantec, our champion. Our next event, the main event. Wednesday, a star-studded lineup as far as coverage is concerned. Thanks so much to our crew in Rosvadov and in Las Vegas, and we will see you on Wednesday for the main. Thanks for hanging out with us.